Hi, my name is Will Crane, and today we're going to talk about the properties of equality when solving algebra equations. In order to do this, there are two things you need to remember. The first is what you do to one side of the equation, you have to do to the other. The second thing is every math function has an opposite function. For instance, the opposite of addition is subtraction, the opposite of multiplication is division, and these opposite functions cancel each other out. Our first example we're going to look at is y plus 3 equals 7. If you notice that the variable and a whole number are on one side of the equation and 7 is on the other side. Following the properties of equality, if we subtract 3 from the left side of the equation, we have to subtract 3 from the right side. We did this because the opposite of adding 3 to y is subtracting 3. What we do to the left side of the equation, we also have to do to the right side. Subtracting 3 from the left side will cancel out the adding 3 and will leave us with just y. And then when we subtract 3 from 7, we will get 4. This is solving this equation using the properties of equality. In our next example, we have another use of the properties of equality when solving equations. We are going to look at 1/2 x equals 3. If we notice the left side of the equation separated with the equal sign is 1/2 multiplied by the variable x. Remember that fractions also represent a division problem where the numerator is divided by the denominator. So the 1 is being divided by 2. The opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. If we multiply and divide both by 2, these will actually cancel out, given our variable by itself being x. If we do the same thing to the right side of the equation, we will multiply the 3 by 2 and make this equal to 6. Here's another example of how the properties of equality are being used to solve an equation. In our last example, we have 4y equals 28. On the left side of the equation, we have 4y, and on the right side, we have 28. If you notice that a variable right next to a whole number means the same thing as multiply. The opposite of multiplication is going to be division. So if we divide the left side by 4, we'll divide the right side by 4. Dividing 4y by 4, the 4's will cancel, leaving us with y. 28 divided by 4 is going to be 7. The answer to this equation is going to be y equals 7.